The question you need to ask yourself is, how will you react when the lights go out? Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and today I've got another book review for you. But before we get into that book review, make sure you are liking and subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you can get regular updates for when I put out new content. Now today I have another book review for you, and I am so excited to get to this one because honestly I haven't read a horror book in, God, when was that? When I was in community college, I read The Shining by Stephen King. I absolutely loved it, but it wasn't enough to make me fall in love with the genre. And so, I have always been a fantasy reader. And then when a recommendation comes along from Lezlie from the Nerdy Narrative, whose opinion I highly, highly value, I decided to give it a try. And I'm going to tell you what, I was absolutely blown away. If you have any idea where this is going, it's going to be a 5 out of 5 GUSH review. This is Nightfall, Volume 1 of the Nightmareland Chronicles by Mr. Daniel Barnett. So, let's go ahead and read a little brief description, and then we can talk about it a little more. It says, tomorrow died on the last morning of May. There were those who saw it happen, who watched the shadow fall, who felt the chop of the guillotine as the world lost its head. Everyone else witnessed only the aftermath, for the event itself lasted no longer than a moment. They stepped outside from windowless rooms, they climbed up from crowded subways, they pulled back the blinds to let in the sun, and they found the nightmare waiting for them. But the dark is only the beginning. And then it goes on to say that Nightfall is the first volume in the Nightmareland Chronicles in an ongoing serialized adventure horror epic, following one man's journey to reach his estranged daughter in a world claimed by eternal night. And going off of that final line, the world has in fact been claimed by eternal night. What I found so super interesting is literally we are just kind of in our world, and we're watching one man who's got this kind of maybe mysterious dark past, or maybe a troubled upbringing, kind of dealing with the decisions of his life, and then all of a sudden, boom, sun goes out. And the world just kind of, basically, we start witnessing that the fact that we don't realize how much the sun plays a role in our day-to-day life. I mean, our circadian rhythms, our very, terminology, our language, the way we gauge time, and just all sorts of things revolve actually around the rising and falling of the sun, or the cycles of the sun, or what have you. And so basically, people's minds just start cracking, and we get these just really, really like psychological, almost horror aspects of watching these people just absolutely lose their mind. And then there are certain scenes in this novel that just, whoo, oh lordy. Now I know I keep saying novel, these are all novellas. This is the first in, as of now, I believe yesterday, the 5th volume dropped. And I cannot stress enough how cool this was. Not only was the prose absolutely fantastic, the prose just hit for me right out of the gate. But also the character work was really, really well done for a book that was maybe only a 3-hour read here. We've got John Hawthorne and Mariah. I don't remember Mariah's last name, but as our two main POVs. And basically this takes place, and as I said, the sun went out, and we're kind of in small town America. I think we're in California? Maybe? I think it's California. I could have that wrong. But basically, like, we're with John. John is this mysterious stranger, this mysterious individual. He lives a very sparse life. He holds himself back from the world, and we are told that John is a very, 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 like, just dangerous man. And whenever you read a book, you're just like, oh yeah, he's dangerous. And then, like, I'm written, and I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. Oh my god, this man is dangerous. I was just like, Jesus Christ. It was so cool. I mean, just, there are certain scenes that just completely knocked me out of my shoes. And I cannot stress enough that the way John interacts with his world and his environment, and the way we are presented to this character, and what is not only his morals, but his worldview. We get a little bit of look, only a glimpse in the first one, into his past. And then we kind of shift to Mariah. And Mariah is just this bartender in this town who happened to have a previous liaison with John. And we're kind of getting a little bit of her past and like her nightmares. We meet Mariah as her brain is struggling to deal with the fact that the sun has gone out. And so she's a little bit going crazy as we meet her. And then, you know, we have to deal with kind of her struggling and finding her center again so that she can become a kind of usable character within this book. Not usable, but, you know, we can sit in her POV and go, oh, you're not going insane. It was so much fun. I was nosediving into a reading slump. And I was just grabbing for any sort of book that I could just keep me from just face planting into a reading slump. And, you know, I watched Leslie's video and I was like, you know what? It sounds good. She seems really passionate about it. Let's just see what it is. And not only am I just super happy that I did this, I have already slotted the second book into this month, the month of June, for my one of the prompts of my readathon, and that's going to be Lullaby. I cannot wait to get to Lullaby, because where we leave off in Nightfall is basically, I feel like Nightfall is our setup novella. We basically are just kind of getting kind of comfortable. We're figuring out what's happened to the world with the sun going out, and then we're kind of seeing how that affects people's minds and how people either internalize or, you know, it feels like people with really strong character traits can tend to hold themselves together. If they have something like, if they have either like a strong constitution or a single-minded goal that keeps them on track, then they seem less likely to go mad, or they take longer to go mad. So we've got Mariah and John kind of circling each other and interacting, and so we see these people fight off madness, but then we also see a lot of people succumb to the madness. And in the first, it takes a while when like you're reading from John's perspective. You're just like, man, you are one cold individual, like just heart of ice. And then we kind of get to see that may not in fact be the case here. He's had, from what I can tell, a very hard upbringing, a very hard life that has kind of forged him into the man he is. Overall, structurally, this flowed really well. It went really fast. I mean, I can't give enough praise. This was an actual 5 out of 5. I'm not going to dicker. I'm not going to go like, oh, it was a 4.8 out of 5, so I'm just going to round up. No, this was a 5 out of 5. Gold star. I absolutely was floored by this novella. So, we have, I'm flabbergasted here. We have created a channel in the Discord just for the Nightmareland Chronicles. Feel free to pick it up and drop on in there to discuss it with us. I believe each one is like $1.99 for the ebook on Kindle, or I think they're like $10 for the paperback physical copy. I'm going to be going the ebook route, but I mean, if it just, the whole series sticks to the landing, it just may be something that I have to possess. That said, guys, that is the end of this book review. Make sure to check the description below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord. We are having a great time this month. We are going to be reading Jurassic Park for the channel read-along. So, jump on in and join us. Till next time, guys, stay magical. Peace out. Bye.